Welcome to another fascinating episode of Psych with Sigmund. Today, we're going to delve into a concept that's both deeply personal and universally relevant: emotional labor. This is a topic that has gained significant attention in recent years, and for good reason. It affects us all, whether we realize it or not. What is emotional labor? In simple terms, emotional labor refers to the effort we put into managing our emotions to meet the expectations of others, often at the expense of our own emotional well-being. This can include suppressing our feelings, pretending to feel a certain way, or even faking emotions to avoid conflict or maintain social harmony. For instance, think about a time when you felt angry or frustrated, but instead of expressing those emotions, you put on a smile and pretended everything was fine. That's emotional labor in action. Emotional labor is important in psychology because it helps us understand how we navigate social interactions and relationships. It's a concept that emerged in the 1980s, primarily through the work of sociologist Arlie Hochschild, who studied the emotional demands placed on service industry workers. Since then, researchers have expanded our understanding of emotional labor to include its role in various aspects of life, from personal relationships to workplace dynamics. From a theoretical perspective, emotional labor is closely tied to several major psychological frameworks. One key theory is emotional intelligence, which refers to our ability to recognize and regulate our own emotions, as well as those of others. Researchers like Peter Salovey and John D. Mayer have shown that emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in managing emotional labor, as it helps us navigate complex social situations and maintain healthy relationships. Another relevant framework is the concept of social exchange theory, which suggests that we engage in emotional labor as a way to reciprocate or negotiate social rewards, such as approval, affection, or status. This theory, developed by sociologists like George Homans, highlights the idea that emotional labor is often motivated by our desire to maintain social balance and avoid conflict. One classic study published in the Journal of Occupational and Organizational Psychology found that employees who engaged in high levels of emotional labor experienced increased emotional exhaustion, decreased job satisfaction, and even physical health problems like hypertension and cardiovascular disease. More recent research has replicated these findings, emphasizing the importance of acknowledging and managing emotional labor in various contexts. For example, a study published in the Journal of Marriage and Family found that working mothers who engaged in high levels of emotional labor at home and at work experienced increased stress, anxiety, and depression. On the other hand, research has also shown that developing emotional intelligence and learning effective emotion regulation strategies can help mitigate the negative effects of emotional labor. So, how can understanding emotional labor help us in our everyday lives? For one, recognizing when we're engaging in emotional labor can help us set healthier boundaries and prioritize our own emotional needs. This might mean saying no to certain social invitations, taking time for self-care, or being more authentic in our relationships. Therapeutic approaches like mindfulness, cognitive behavioral therapy, and emotional-focused therapy can also provide valuable tools for managing emotional labor. Let me share a case study that illustrates emotional labor in action. Imagine a working mother who feels pressure to be constantly available and responsive to her family's needs, while also maintaining a professional persona at work. She might find herself suppressing feelings of frustration or exhaustion to avoid conflict with her loved ones or compromising her career advancement. By acknowledging the emotional labor she's undertaking, this woman can begin to make conscious choices about how she allocates her emotional energy and prioritize her own well-being. Another example is an employee who feels obligated to display a certain level of enthusiasm or friendliness at work, even when they're not feeling it. This can lead to emotional exhaustion and decreased job satisfaction. By recognizing the emotional labor involved in this situation, the employee can start to set boundaries, communicate their needs more effectively, and find ways to manage their emotions in a healthier way. By doing so, we can cultivate more authentic relationships, improve our mental health, and develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. As my experience with clients has shown, acknowledging the intricacies of emotional labor is a powerful step towards creating a more compassionate and emotionally intelligent society. It's also essential to acknowledge that emotional labor can have different implications for various groups, such as women, minorities, or individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds. Research has shown that these groups may face unique emotional demands and expectations, which can exacerbate the negative effects of emotional labor. By recognizing and addressing these disparities, we can work towards creating a more equitable and supportive environment for everyone. In addition to individual-level interventions, organizations and institutions can also play a crucial role in mitigating the negative effects of emotional labor. This might involve implementing policies that promote emotional well-being, providing training on emotional intelligence and regulation, or fostering a culture that values authenticity and open communication. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, may your ego find balance between pleasure and reality.